Everyone, my name is Jasmine. Today we are going to be in a kindergarten classroom. We are learning about two-dimensional shapes for this unit. Specifically, today will be the triangle. We are going to focus on the vocabulary for the triangle and the attributes such as the sides, the vertices, vertex, and the curves. Previously this year we already kind of covered the two-dimensional shapes, but it was very brief and it was not enough content to truly identify the shapes as far as the attributes go. So today that's what we will be doing. And another thing they're going to be focusing on is how to identify the triangle in our day-to-day lives. So at home, at the grocery store, things like that. And then that will be the way that we can kind of see and assess if they truly understand what the triangle is. And the strategy that I'm going to be using today is going to be the think, jot, pair, share. That works perfectly with kindergarten I've seen in my clinical teaching so far, so that is what we're going to do today. Okay, let's get started. Okay, friends, we just finished our math fluency videos, our counting to 100 by 1s, 5s, and 10s. So now it is time for our math mini lesson. Go ahead and turn your bodies towards me so I know you're ready to learn. We're all sitting like good listeners on our bottoms, ready to learn. Perfect. Okay, friends. Earlier this year, we talked about a bunch of different shapes. Raise your hand if you remember some of the shapes that we went over before. Alex. We did talk about the circle, friend. Good. Who remembers another shape? Priscilla. A square. Good. So we have a circle and a square. Who remembers one that is not a circle or a square? Kaylani? A triangle. Good. There's one more that I'm looking for. That's not a circle, a square, or a triangle. Who can remember? Yes, Gideon. A rectangle. Good. So those are the different shapes that we really focus on at the beginning of the year. But friends, today we're going to learn all about one shape, and you're going to help me. Ready? I'm going to show you what shape that we are going to learn about today. And when you know it, go ahead and shout it out for me. Are you ready? Here it is. A triangle. That's right, friends. A triangle. We are going to learn all about this shape today. We're going to use super cool words like vertices, sides, and curves. So let me show you all about them. Everybody say vertices. Good. So I'm going to tell you what a vertice is. A vertice is when a shape comes to that point and it touches each other. See? Both of these sides come to touch at the top, and that is a vertice. Both of these sides come to touch at the bottom, and that's another vertice. Both of these sides come to touch at the bottom. When they meet, that is called a vertice. So friends, is this a vertice? No, that's right. That is called a side. Say side. A side, yes. A side means that that's where the shape lays flat. So if we wanted to lay this shape flat on my hand, that is where it would go, on the side. So this is a side here on this side, and this is a side here on this side and on the bottom. So those are the sides and vertices. Now I'm going to point to a piece of the triangle, and I want you to tell me if you think it's a side or if you think it's a vertice. Ready? That's right. It is a vertice. Alex, you were saying vertice. How do you know it's a vertice? Yes, because that is where the shape meets. That is where the point is. Now, what about this? Is this a side or a vertice? Lucia, you said this is a side. That's correct. Awesome. How do you know this is a side? Yes, that is because that is where the shape lays flat. If we had this shape here, we would be able to lay it flat on the table. Very good, friends. So now we learn the word vertices. Say vertices. Good. And we learn the word side. Say side. Side. Good. Okay. Now we're going to learn three very important rules when it comes to being a triangle. We have to know these rules so that when it comes to finding all of the shapes, we know exactly what to look for when we are finding a triangle. Are you ready? We're going to do mirror words, so I'm going to say, and then you're going to say. Let's read this first one together. I'm going to read it first, and then you're going to read it after me. A triangle has 3 vertices. Your turn. Good. A triangle has 3 vertices. Well, let's make sure and see that this shape is a triangle. Let's count. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 3 vertices. So is this a triangle, friends? It is a triangle. Very good. Let's see what the next one says. Me first and then you. A triangle has 3 sides. You go. Very good. Well, let's double check this shape up here and see if it's a triangle. Count the sides with me. 1, 2, 3. 3 sides. Does it have 3 sides, friends? Yes, it does. So is this a triangle? Yes, it is. Very good. There's one more sentence that I want to say with you. Me first and then you. A triangle has no curves. That's a new word. You go. A triangle has no curves. Good. Okay, so curves. That is a different word. I'm going to show you what they mean by that. So we talked about how the triangle has sides, and I'm about to show you a shape where the shape only has curves. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. I think you're going to know this one very well. It is this shape. A circle, that's right. And a circle is only made of curves. Curves means that it goes round and round and round and round, or it's curved on each side. So does this shape have any sides like we talked about in the triangle? No. Could this shape lay flat somewhere on the bottom? No, I don't see that either. So that's how we know that this shape has curves. Now, friends, the sentence we just read, we said a triangle has no curves. Do you see any of those curves like that there were in the circle? No, I don't either. So that's how we know that it's not a curved shape. Very good, friends. So now I want you to think super hard, and I'm going to show you where we can see the triangles every day. Okay, so what is this? It's a house. Yeah, friends, we see triangles all over our house, and sometimes we don't even know it, but we see them everywhere. And we need to make sure when we think it's a triangle, we have to check. Does it have 3 vertices? Does it have 3 sides? Does it have any curves? No, it doesn't. Then it's a triangle. We see triangles in our home. Now, what's this? A grocery store. We can see triangles in our grocery store. I've seen triangles when I shop for my favorite chips. I see triangles when I see the shape on one of my produce bags. Yes, exactly. So we see triangles everywhere. Now, friends, I want you to take a second and think. We're just thinking right now. We're not sharing yet, so no voices. We are thinking. I want you to be thinking, where have I seen a triangle in my home or in my grocery store? Take a minute and think. Take a minute and think. Okay. Now, friends, I am passing out to you a little note card that we're going to use in a minute, but not yet. So hang on. Okay, now that everyone has their note card, I'm going to show you what we're going to do with it. So I'm going to take this note card and I'm going to draw where I have seen a triangle in my home. Are you ready? Hang on. Wait for me. Okay, here it is. Thank you for waiting so patiently. This is a drawing that I drew. In my house, I have a picture frame that is shaped just like a triangle. And I know it's a triangle because it has 1, 2, 3 vertices. It has 1, 2, 3 sides, and it does not have any curves. So that's how I know that this is a triangle. And this was a shape that I remember was in my house. So now, friends, now that you did your thinking, it's your turn to draw and jot it out. So take your note card, and I want you to grab your pencil and draw your picture of the triangle that you know is in your home or in your grocery store. And friends, it's okay if you can't think of either of those two. You can think of where we see it on our way home. Maybe we see it on the road somewhere. Maybe we see it at grandma's house. We're drawing somewhere we see a triangle. Very good, friends. Okay, it looks like everyone's about done with that. So now I want you to turn to your neighbor. I want you to turn to your buddy and share all about it and how we know it's a triangle. Tell them, I know this is a triangle because, and then tell them how you know it's a triangle. Try to use that vocabulary that we used earlier today. Go ahead. Okay, so that was the Think, Jot, Pair, Share. I actually have completed this activity, this lesson with my kindergartners right now in my clinical teaching. It has been very, very effective. They really like collaborating with each other and getting to tell them all about it and having that sentence stem ready. Usually I have it written on a board. Having that sentence stem ready works perfectly so that they can start building the formation of a sentence. They also it works for my ESL students because I use a lot of visuals and like, for example, when I did the house and the grocery store, if I were just saying that, they wouldn't quite understand what I said, but I try to really provide visuals for them rather than just talking about it. Over the time that we've been working with them, we really have been able to kind of make everything super unique so that we can fit their needs. And this was a great way for them to not only like think, pair, share, because sometimes it's hard for them to process that thinking into talking in English where they're not so proficient in. So having the opportunity to jot even gives them the opportunity to share with a friend, and then that friend can then also help them, remind them like, yeah, it does have 3 vertices, it does have 3 sides. So that vocabulary with their friend also really helps rather than just hearing it from the teacher. So that has proven very effective in our classroom, and yeah, I really enjoy using that activity with them.